Hello, friends. Happy Friday. Um, I keep losing track of the days with everything happening the way it is, but kind of fun too. Anyway, I hope you are having a beautiful day. And as I've been doing lately, just coming on, sharing my thoughts, and as I've been guided to do so. Um, and the last couple days, I've been thinking about triggers. I think I've talked about this a few times, but it's such a great topic. And there's so much involved in this topic, and especially right now, with everything going on the way that it is, there are so many possible triggers that are happening. And really, like for me, I just kind of walk around paying attention, being conscious, even before all this stuff happened. That was my way of learning and growing a lot, is just by being conscious and aware of all the triggers that hit me every day. I miss some of them until they come back around again, but especially the people close to us always are doing us such a favor, if you will, by offering us these amazing triggers, because it helps every time. If we face a trigger, it helps us become unveil something or become aware of something that was kind of hidden for a while, or that we just didn't want to look at. And for me, I really am doing my best to, like, just kind of get more comfortable and familiar with who I am and the role I'm here to play. And to do that, there's a lot of uncovering that has to happen. It has been happening actually for decades, but of what isn't me. All the things that I took on, and I was a very good student of the In the Box training. I was very good. So I had a lot of clearing to do so that I could be free to come back to who I am. And who's Carolyn? What does Carolyn really think? What does Carolyn want? What role is Carolyn here to play? Not what anyone else has taught me that I should play, or that I'm supposed to play, or any of those things. And so it's been quite a journey of working with that and playing with that, and being aware of all the new pieces that get shown to me every day. And then with times like this, especially having to stay home and like feeling like you've got, things are out of your control, which is funny because we really don't ever have control of stuff, but it feels that way. And, we're with, some of us are with, our family and friends, and others of us are, by ourselves. People are by ourselves. And in our house, we happen to have, there's 12 of us. And it's fascinating, and I love it. And also even just talking to people, like having conversations with people about stuff, or even on, whether it's on Facebook or on the phone, and somebody can say something like this. Has been happening to me the last few days a lot, where they'll say something and it takes me back to my past. It reminds me of something that I feel inside that I relate with, and it takes me back, like, on this little journey. Like, sometimes you see that in movies where, like, the people kind of, like, they play out and they take them back to the past. It's kind of like that, right? And you start thinking about where I got that belief, or where I, first was afraid, or where I felt hurt or abandoned, or, whatever it was. I have a little friend that keeps coming in here. And anyway, it's like such a great opportunity to, like, look at these, and then each time I can kind of observe to see where sorry, hello, he wants to be in the video with us. I can look and observe at, what is this about for me? What is this trying to tell me? What, is this something me? Is it something I need to let go of, that I want to let go of? Is it something that I need to uncover? And so it's been really awesome. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were just telling me, their story, and it's like it triggered so much of my past that kind of, sometimes our past lives here feel like many lifetimes. I feel like I've lived many lifetimes in this one lifetime. It was another part of way, it feels so long ago. But I started thinking about the thoughts I had then and how different they are from today. And then it got me questioning. It's like, well, which ones are really mine? Which are either of them mine? Like, where am I in between somewhere? What do I want to do with this? And, what it did that in, like, some of it struck up some insecurity, or it was like a different layer or level of something else I felt about myself that I didn't know, or I'd forgotten about, or, I thought I'd worked through maybe. And so if we are, able to be conscious of this, we can kind of go beyond the surface. Sometimes we get irritated with people or situations, and really it has nothing to do with the people or the exact thing, the thing that's happening right now. It's taking us back through something. Like if you follow it, it goes all the way back. A lot of times, sometimes to early on childhood, or anywhere in between, and it shows us something, that some pattern or belief we developed based on an experience that we had. And a lot of times it was stuff that we just took on from our family or society or friends, and it wasn't even really ours, or we didn't communicate well with maybe the people in our, maybe it was a relationship thing and you didn't communicate well, and so we took on a belief, we assumed something and then made that real for ourselves. And so now all these little triggers are coming up because a lot of that stuff, it's time to clear. Because as I've talked to in some of the previous videos, it's the energy of where we're at with the earth right now, and the timing. It's things are like, the energy is pushing us to clear the old stuff that can't sustain itself in this at this time anymore. And so that's why all these triggers are happening. And so I encourage you, like, that's what I've been guided to do, is just to keep being really conscious and observing everything that's coming up and look at it head on. Like, let's feel this. Woo, this brought up some fear in me, or maybe picked feelings of like being envious, or whatever it is, and like, or being irritated or frustrated. And it's like, well, what is this really about? And keep doing it. And then I keep uncovering different pieces. And I get to look at now and say, okay, well, does that resonate with me anymore? I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel free. I want to feel, be in peace with myself and who I am. And that actually brings me up to another point, which I came to terms with after having one of these experiences, is like, it's funny, sometimes we get into this idea that, and I've seen it change throughout my life. It's kind of interesting, the different phases that I've gone through. But like, you think that you have to be one way. Like I remember going through when I first kind of got awakened, like over 2+ decades ago, kind of to the spiritual life after being very sick. And in that time, it was like, I thought I had to be like, everything had to be really positive, and I couldn't like look into the darkness, and I couldn't do all these things, like, maybe like drink or eat chocolate or eat like cheese, all these things. Like, I at first was learning that, oh, that was affecting me, and that was making my energy heavy, and I couldn't do these things. And I felt so restricted. And not even that, I felt so much judgment on myself. And it was like, oh, in order to be spiritual, I had to do all of this, and I had to be in this space. And so I was living that way for a while, and it was really hard. It was a really actually hard way to be. And then I met some other spiritual teachers, and they kind of taught me something different. They were like incredible, bringing through like insightful information, and yet they did it all. They ate meat, and they drank, and they were just so down to earth, and they were just like, they lived life. And I thought, you know what? I love that. I want to be real. I want to feel these things. And so then through the journey, it's almost like every few years, like, I learn a different part of myself as we're, opening up and facing the triggers. And now it's funny, I was looking at myself the other day, and I'm feeling more and more happy with myself and who I am. And it's amazing, like, I'm not just one thing. It's all kinds of stuff. Like, I love all kinds of pieces, and I no longer have the need that I need to be one thing for any person or any group of people. It's like being okay at that. This is who I am, and I love this, and I love this, and I can be super spiritual and go super deep, and I can have fun and do silly things, and I can, go. I love being in nature, and I also love I love shoes and jewelry, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really fun. It's like I'm starting to uncover all those things, that I know that the depth of my being is this amazing soul, that we're all one, and we're all connected. And yet I'm here playing a flavor or a piece of that, divine being in this earth plane, which is of the polarities. And so I've also learned to come to terms with that. I want to enjoy everything, or what's here, while it's here. And I can do both. Sorry, my video went out for a minute. Isn't that funny? It's coming up. I love how spirit works and all this. And so anyway, I can do both. I can do all of it. I can enjoy and all aspects of it. And it's just working through any of the little triggers that come up that start to tell me that there's something wrong, or if I'm not this, or if I'm not that for that people, and I'm not good enough for that. And it's like, no more. Like this is what I enjoy, and then keep uncovering what you love, you know. And I think that's something great for all of us. We have this, again, opportunity to do that right now, to rediscover who we are, who we want to be, what we love, and learn to be okay with it. It's a little bit of noise. Love these videos. You know, and that's just part of it. You know, it's all good. It's all part of it, and such amazing times that with, even though these seem for some to be very harsh times, I'm seeing them as these beautiful, just incredible golden opportunity times, that where we can make these huge shifts and strides and just learn how to love each other, love ourselves, and be in the world in a whole new way, you know, creating heaven on earth, if you will, you know, because once we can learn how to just accept ourselves and all parts of ourselves, whatever that looks like, and not compare to anyone else or even to our old self, you know, or you know, walk through as those triggers come up and embrace them and shift them, then we can just enjoy each moment, learn and allow things to unfold on this planet and in the times, and let things be new and different or however they are. And super excited about this and these times, and how good it feels when I think about that and when I can bring myself to that space. And so I just felt like sharing all of this today. And if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. If you are liking these videos, if you want to help me out, like, let me know. Hit the like or subscribe so I know if you're enjoying them. And if you have any feedback, if there's anything else you'd like to hear me talk about, please let me know. It would be great. Anyway, I hope that you are, my friend and I here, I hope that you are having a wonderful day and that you have a great weekend, and that maybe you'll take some time to explore yourself a little bit more and, you know, see what comes up for you, and love to hear about that too. So lots of love to you and big hugs, and we'll chat again soon.